Hello, everyone. This is Dave here at Moonride. Today, I am going to be channeling the man in the moon and asking, first of all, about hurricanes. This season, I know I've already done one, but I'd like to do another. This seems like a very important topic, special for people who are in Puerto Rico, for example, and they're still suffering the aftermath of the last hurricane. I'd like you to let people in Puerto Rico know that we haven't forgot about you. There's a lot of other things to do right now, but our hearts are still with you out there in Puerto Rico. One more thing, and some people have asked, "Hey, how do you set yourself up before you do this channeling?" Let me tell you, it does take some time and some work. It's very very important that you're a good and honest person. Honestly, spirits have no interest in channeling through people that will manipulate this information. One thing that's very important is to be a honest person. The other thing that I do is I do have incense that just sort of makes me feel present in the moment. It sort of clears out a space to create space for spirit, if only in my own mind. The smells, all those things help. I also use sage, right? And let me just show you a little bit of sage here. It can be quite expensive in Australia, which is why I kind of break it up and use it bit by bit. That always helps to set the scene and sort of clear everything out before you start. It's also essential that I meditate every day before I do this. I have to clear my mind, separate myself from ego as much as possible so that I can see what is delivered. So let's check out hurricanes and see what is in store for us, specifically this summer and fall here in 2018. Okay, now interestingly enough, the first image I actually have looks a bit like a tornado. What is, wow, it's not looking good, first of all. Yeah, this tornado I'm seeing. I understand also a lot of the things that I see are symbolic. So a tornado could have many meanings. Sometimes it's actually a positive meaning of cleaning up and change. But it doesn't look like a positive message here. I just see a very black, just very whirling sort of tornado. And it's like kind of, if you imagine there's a frame, it's sort of taking up 2/3 of the frame. And, my spirit guide, man in the moon, is sort of there here on the first third. And maybe I shouldn't call him a spirit guide. I almost think the man in the moon is standing above us and reflecting our lives back to us. But he's saying, okay, move on, Dave. Um, okay, where are we going to experience these things? Florida, I always get Florida when I've been doing this in the last couple months. I keep getting that Florida, and I keep getting that the east side of Florida is actually going to be worse shape than the west. I know that this is probably unusual, but that's the message that I keep getting. I think that it will be hit at both sides, and almost I get the feeling that the very tip will not be nearly as bad off as the east and then the west. But I see both of those things happening. It's almost like it's just missed the tip, and that's where I see like sort of middle of southern to middle portions of Florida are hardest hit. Look, I every time I do this, I get a major. I get that it's a surprise. People are not expecting this to happen. They just didn't see that it would be this bad. So Spirit really wants you to, pay very special attention to these warnings. Um, Obviously, don't to jump to a bunch of conclusions if they're not there, but please pay special attention to the warnings that you are given about this, and don't think that you can ride out a hurricane if you are told that it is a Category 5. Right? I keep seeing this too. A lot of people stuck in traffic. So look, this is the most important issue to tell you. If you are anticipating a hurricane, get out as fast as you can. If possible by plane, if possible by train, because there are going to be a lot of people that are just stuck in this space, and they're just stuck in the freeway. They're just stuck. It's like a parking lot, and they can't get out. They can't leave their cars. They can't run away. They're just stuck. And so I really want to encourage everyone, get out as soon as you can. The minute you hear about an evacuation, leave, and leave by means other than a car if possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm sensing real panic here. Just panic. People are really swept away in a sense by this hurricane. They're stuck. They can't move. So here we see these people failing to move. Yeah. Also, southern portion of the United States. So I'm getting the edge of Texas, near Louisiana, places like Beaumont, Texas. That's there's danger there. There's danger for Louisiana next to the Texas border. Um, there's danger right next to Florida. I can't see in my mind. Sometimes when I do this work, it becomes difficult to be literal. Just this side of Florida, there's also next state over. There's a problem. I see a hurricane hitting there. I'm getting how many hurricanes? Three to five. Yeah, 3 to 5 hurricanes this summer. It will not be good. Trump keeps coming up in these images, and I see panic, but I also see panic in Trump's eyes. He has no idea how to solve these kinds of problems. He has not put anybody there. Politically, he is not safe in that situation because he can't. There's no one to blame. He has to. It's up to him. Yeah, 3 major hurricanes, maybe 2 smaller ones. Um, these will be um, these will be quite problematic for Trump in this. It looks. We sure it's during the summer? Yep, I'm getting that it's during the summer, maybe even into September. There will be these problems. How about the East Coast? I think that it will be later in the season. I do see hurricanes hitting the East Coast. Maybe later in this year. I'm getting like it's pointing to something that looks like Georgia. I see the United States, but it's kind of pointing. It looked like it could be Georgia at the south. It also looks like someplace near New York. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah. Let's see. Is it New York? Let's ask one more time. Is it New York City? Hmm. Hmm. Well, that doesn't look like New York City exactly. New York's being affected, but maybe that's not the direct hit. Hmm. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, what is? I don't know what building that is. Show me another one. Hmm. I don't know why, but there's a building. It looks like the Houses of Parliament, and it keeps showing me this. I have no. I don't understand why. I know there's no hurricanes in London, but why are we seeing? It looks like the Houses of Parliament. I don't know if that's a Boston image or. Hmm. Let me ask again. Where on the East Coast can we expect hurricanes this year? It could be just north of. It could be the north of New York. It could be south of New York. Could be both. Uh, yeah, now I'm getting something that looks like maybe more like Maine or something like that. Um, and something that looks like, almost like Virginia, but maybe a little north of Virginia. Maryland. I can't quite tell where we're pointing here. I don't know my East Coast geography well enough. How about, is there any image of a city that we can see? Hmm. Somewhere in the East that has buildings that look similar to, Big Ben. They look similar to Houses of Parliament. There's something about that spot. There's something that's going to happen in a spot that looks like that. Why is this? What's the point here? Time, something to do with the time and the timing. Maybe that will be a surprise. That's it's not. Maybe that's why I'm seeing Big Ben. The timing is not expected. It's an off kilter time. Um, let's ask this: what should people do? How can they be prepared? What should they do in regard to potential hurricanes? It's like first aid kits, get extra water, all those things that they tell you to do. I'm being told. Don't just procrastinate that. You get that stuff together now, okay? After you watch the video, you walk out the door and you live in a hurricane place, you get some water, get all those things, get cash. ATMs might not work. Make sure that you got a way out, and if given the choice, don't leave by car. Take some other method of transportation. It will be a lot safer for you. Anything else that people need to just watch and be aware and listen? Listen carefully. If you're at work and you get some kind of hurricane warning, leave. Go home, get your kids, get out. Okay, this looks like New York to me. I see a building falling over, a major building, and tipping over and crushing stuff around them. That's how bad this hurricane is. Yeah. And it looks like Manhattan to me. Maybe it's New Jersey or something, but it looks like a downtown area. That looks like Manhattan. Anything else that we need to know? Listen carefully. Be calm. Be prepared. And look beyond the government. The government is not going to work efficiently in this regard. So you need to go beyond the government. And if the government's telling you to leave, leave. But even if they're not telling you to leave, find out. I mean, look at the real news and find out, because it might not be well explained to the people. I keep getting people are going to be surprised by this hurricane. They're going to turn around and be like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Because for one reason or another, it is not well communicated, or it is a surprise to the people who live in those states. Don't get caught off guard. Look, if you can take a vacation during the hurricane season and you live in those places, plan your vacation then. Just plan it. Just why not? I mean, why take this risk? I do see lots of people, yeah, displaced. Yeah, a lot of people are displaced. Hmm. And I do see Trump really getting very frustrated. Let's take a look at Puerto Rico and see what. Well, this is the thing I get with Puerto Rico. Every time I see the mayor of Puerto Rico, and I apologize, I can't access her name at the moment. She's going like this: "Hey, hey, yeah." She's like, "Hurricanes. What else is new? No electricity. What else is new? What else? You guys are surprised that a hurricane hits us." And it's almost like, yeah, if there is one, it won't be worse than the last. It'll be kind of, yeah, a little bit of a problem. I do see something happening there. But, more of a continuation of the existing problems. Not that that's good, but it's not going to get worse, all of that hurricane. Is there hurricane? Okay, I see. Okay, strong winds hitting it. It feels hurricane-like, but maybe not so bad as a hurricane. Anything else for Puerto Rico and the people of Puerto Rico? Just yeah, I mean, Spirit really recognizes that you guys are really suffering, and he's asking, look, sit on, sit on the ground and do positive thinking. Try to use your own consciousness to change what's around you because it is very much going to be up to you. You guys are not going to get much help from our nation, unfortunately. And speak up. You have to ask. You have to speak up. Go get talk to the government. Make your problems known. Right? I know that you guys are trying that, but it's just going to be one of those things where you have to be sort of very self sufficient. I see people actually learning more self sufficiency there, so there is some positives about that. Okay, I see you guys building something. I don't know what you're building, but it has 5 points. Hmm, I don't know why that's important. Oh, okay. I think that some of the stuff that is being rebuilt is going to be torn down again, and it's very frustrating and demoralizing. But are we? Does it look better for the people? It does look a little bit better for the people in terms of it's not as horrible as the last one. And Trump is going to do nothing to help you. Absolutely nothing. You guys, you're going to have to demand it. Make as much noise as you can in this regard. Fly people to the United States. Protest in the streets. Protest anywhere that you can. See if you can get help from political people in the United States, because that's the only way that they're going to recognize it. It's if you guys are there in front of the Capitol protesting and giving speeches and talking about what it's like to be left out in the cold by the administration. Is there anything else that they need to know? Just be totally prepared, self sufficiency, have a plan. I think, again, it will be more like intense tropical storm, maybe verging on a hurricane, but not, and it will take some power lines down, but not as bad. Obviously, you're going to go to higher ground when this happens, and it will be you guys will manage. It won't be great, but you'll manage, and you're used to it. You guys are tough. You're getting better at frankly being independent. Okay, your leader, that lady who runs Puerto Rico. I guess it would be the. I'm not sure even what her title is, but governor. She's writing some things on a blackboard. Now listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. That seems to be the message. Listen to your governor. She's a good governor, and she has a good deal of help to offer. So listen to her. She's the one that will help you, not the U.S. She is the one. She's making several points on the blackboard, right? Yeah, it's almost like the blackboard has two sides. And I think one of the things, the instructions that are the ones that she's giving that are important. But the other thing that's important is what are the consequences politically of this event? And she has a good deal to say on both sides. So I think that Puerto Rico, does have a good deal to offer and warn us about. Yeah, and in terms of Puerto Rico, Trump couldn't possibly do less than he's already doing right now, right? Because he doesn't care about Puerto Rico, and I see in his eyes that he doesn't care. He considers them the enemy, right? And you know what? It is. It is because he is a bigot. That's the only reason. It's just straight up racism. If you guys were in, if you guys were in a state that votes for him, he'd take care of you. Anything else about Puerto Rico? Yeah, be strong, be calm. You'll weather this one. You'll do okay on this one. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my reading on hurricanes. Take care.